Okay, so patient coming in with anterior or front side shoulder pain. He's worked on his rotator cuffs, he's worked on stretching out his biceps, and then now the pain has progressed onto the back side of his shoulder. He explains that when he feels pain is mostly in the up-head, overhead motion. And then when you set up for the bar on the squat rack, as well as benching movements, right?
Yep.
Good. So serratus anterior does that protraction upward rotation. So we're gonna hold them nicely right here. Don't let me move you. And we can see that we're noticeably weaker on this right side compared to this left side. Can I get you that protract upward rotate? And don't let me move you. And we're noticeably stronger here. So that leads me to believe that we got some inhibition issues on the right side serratus anterior. Okay, so now that we know that serratus is at fault, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a lot of soft tissue work. So we're gonna give him some space by releasing some of his rotator cuffs on the posterior side, pec minor, pec major work, as well as open up his lat so he has more overhead motion. Another key thing I think that is causing him to do that overhead pain is now that he has lost the stability of the serratus anterior about keeping his shoulder blade to the wall of his rib cage, his subscapularis is taking up most of the work when he starts to fatigue and when he starts to do the overhead mobility, and that's why he's getting that anterior deltoid pain. Okay, so we've done the proper warm-up around the surrounding structures, the rotator cuffs, pec major, pec minor, lats. So we're gonna work on the serratus anterior, which is on the upper 9 attachments here. Just relax out your arm here. I'm gonna go from the bottom ones first, just because they are the bigger muscle belly. Good, and then you're gonna do a little bit of protraction for me for a second, just fan your shoulder blade, good. Good, so now that I know I'm on the serratus anterior, I'm gonna get you to retract your shoulder blade, so you're gonna give me new length in the muscle, and I'm gonna passively stretch you forward. Excellent, no pain with that, good. Move on up here, retract for me, and relax. Nice. This one, and you're gonna retract. I'm gonna passively protract you all the way up. Fantastic. Move on up. We're gonna retract. And we're gonna protract. This one is a little bit twangier than the other ones, right? You can feel that. Good, and relax. We're gonna do that one again, just cause that one felt more tense. Good, retract. And relax, and protract. Good. Excellent. And protract. So the retraction and protraction is also useful because it kind of teaches the serratus anterior that you have all this length to go instead of being stuck in one position for so long, and that can cause weakness. And also in this position, we're going to work on the subscap because we said that subscapularis gave us that anterior deltoid pain when we were doing an overhead motion. So I'm going to reach in the subscap, which is on the anterior surface of the scapula. I'm going to go through the armpit, which is a little bit sensitive. You're going to press down your belly one time for me, and then, yep, I know that I'm there. And what we're going to do is we're going to externally rotate, and then we're going to overhead motion while I pin that subscap down, so we're getting new length in that overhead motion. And you're going to, you know the drill, external rotate, exhale and press. Good job.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Good. We're going to do it again. Externally rotate, press. Nice. Last one, externally rotate, and press. Fantastic. Good. You're gonna leave it here. I'm gonna give you a nice passive stretch here. Inhale. Exhale. No pain. You feel a stretch across your armpit here?
Oh yeah. Alright.
Okay,
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Okay, so now that we have broken down the soft tissue of the serratus anterior, what we're going to do is we're going to reset his tissue. We're going to train it in the full range that it's supposed to go. So we got a really light band here attached to his hand. He doesn't actually have to hold it because I don't really want him to focus on his forearms. We are going to hinge at the hip. Good. Give me a little posterior tilt so we can lock in our abs. When we lock in our abs here, it kind of pulls our rib cage down. We don't want flaring rib cage just because serratus anterior attaches on the top side of those rib cages. So posterior tilt. Good. And then now we're going to do a deep inhale. We're going to depress our shoulder downwards and protract them, and we're going to start in an arc all the way to the top and go with an exhale. Good. So what I want to see here is he's actively protracting as far as he can at the top, and when he reaches that restriction, he's going to retract a little bit and then protract again really hard. Hold that and then descend on the way down. Good. Exhale. Excellent. And then we're going to stand up really quickly, and then we're going to recycle that position again and go for a second rep. Good. Posterior tilt, squeezing those abs, lock down the rib cage, depress and go in an arc on your exhale. Nice. When you feel that restriction, retract, push it out again. Good. Exhale, arc down. Good. So now we're training serratus anterior in its full range, how it's supposed to be, especially at the top when we have that upward rotation. Okay, so how do we know whatever we did just worked? We obviously got to go to reassessment, so we're going to go back into that protracted upward rotation hold that we were in the beginning, and then we're going to test this right side and see if the strength came back, and actually it's very strong right now. Good. We're going to come back to the left side. Obviously we already know that it is very strong to begin with, so we knew that a combination of working on subscap and serratus anterior as well as the activation of the muscle gave him a new length, and now he's able to fire it off a little bit more. Excellent. Good job.